We must, Lord Sakai. That is why you and I are both survivors.
I am samurai.
No, you are more than that. You are the ghost. Convince your people to join me, and I will give them peace.
We will never serve you. I've never seen a samurai fight like that. It was nothing.
You're more than a samurai. He is a vengeful spirit, back from the grave to slaughter the Mongols.
If you continue down this path, you will be no better than the Mongols. I trained you to fight with honor.
Honor died on the beach. The Khan deserves to suffer.
I am samurai. But I will sacrifice everything for my home.
What's going on, everyone? And welcome to the Ghost of Tsushima review. In Ghost of Tsushima, it's one of the main games that is going to be nominated for Game of the Year, as we know. And probably one of the best games that I've ever played. Ever.
In recent memory, yes. 100% in recent memory.
It is. Oh, man. So, yeah. As you can see, I have Remington with me. Nick is doing the moving process, so hopefully we'll have him for our regular episode coming up later. So, Nick, hurry up, move your stuff and everything, and come back. But for now, the show must go on, and we have Remington from Hyperflex Gaming.
Yes, sir.
You can follow him on Twitch, YouTube. He has his video edits and everything on YouTube, as we mentioned in one of our previous episodes for Let's Talk Gaming. And now he's more active on Twitch too. So if you want to see
especially with today.
Yeah, if you want to see some great gameplay, especially on the new PlayStation 5 that just released, so get on that and follow him. We'll post the link down below so you guys can see it. But Ghost of Tsushima, man. Let's talk a little bit about it. So Ghost of Tsushima is in feudal Japan. You play as Jin Kazai, right?
Sakai?
Sakai? All right.
Sakai. I think it's
so
Sakai.
You play as Jin Sakai, something like that. And pretty much you are actually going into a war against the Mongols.
Mongols, yeah.
Yep, so the Mongolians. And then pretty much you kind of like lose the first battle in the beginning of the game.
Devoured.
Yeah, so, but every samurai gets killed, and they think that all the samurais are dead, but you survived. And then you have to go on a quest on pretty much trying to liberate the land of Tsushima and run away all the Mongols that are in the land, and then also, in the process, rescue your uncle and try to build an empire to actually go against the Mongols and everything, which is, an amazing story overall.
Yes, 100%.
But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima overall, what do you think? Like, give me your beginning thoughts of Ghost of Tsushima. Like when you started playing it and when you went at it. What do you think?
When I started playing it, we talked about this once.
We did.
I felt like it was a very breath of fresh air, I guess you can say, because a month before it was obviously a very controversial game, Last of Us 2. Very controversial.
Yeah.
So when Ghost of Tsushima came out, I think it's a fantastic game. It's an Assassin's Creed game that Ubisoft for some reason never made.
Did, yeah.
And now if they do make it, it's too late because Ghost of Tsushima devoured it.
Oh,
It's fantastic.
They're gonna pretty much compare it to Ghost of Tsushima.
100%.
Like that's what it is.
And it's fantastic. I love the game, but I think the game stands out more because of what Last of Us left on the world.
Yeah.
Some people loved it, some people hated it. And I think coming from that, it was so impactful with the story, the gameplay, the cinematics, the graphics, everything was just
I agree.
a flawless ride.
The game overall was like it. And let me touch on what you said. It was like Last of Us. Last of Us, we did a video on Last of Us, and Last of Us was very controversial. It was a great game. Don't get me wrong. Great story and everything. Is just, I don't know. It could have been better for what it was. But going from that to Ghost of Tsushima, and Ghost of Tsushima on how it was, on how it played, how it handled everything, and then the story that they offered, it was just incredible.
Fantastic story.
Like Remington said just now, it was literally a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
But you know, I'll talk a little bit about like my experience with Ghost of Tsushima. It's one of those that, you know, Remington said that it was kind of like what Assassin's Creed should have done, and Ubisoft never did a feudal Japan one, even though the fans wanted that
Since it launched, since the beginning,
and it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Like just imagine an Assassin's Creed in that sense.
that time era and everything.
As you guys know already, I'm not a big fan of Ubisoft at all. Like I just don't like the company overall. I just feel like they don't deliver on the games that I wish they would do. But I will say, Sucker Punch is an incredible company. They always deliver on the games that they make. They always do incredible with not only gameplay but with their graphics too. And Ghost of Tsushima is an example of that. I think Ghost of Tsushima overall did just an amazing job in delivering the feel of feudal Japan, because you felt like you had to be very careful on what you did, be very careful on what you say, and then be careful on who you trust.
And your actions and everything, yeah.
I will say a lot of spoilers are coming, because we're gonna be talking a lot about pretty much everything that happened in the game. But when I mentioned like, you know, who to trust and everything, like you had a friend, which was one of the Ronins. And
oh yeah,
look at what happens in the game and everything. And that's what goes into the psychological of the game itself. You know, the Straw Hats really were your friends at a certain point, and then they got a better offer from the Mongolian Emperor, which I forgot his name. I don't know if you remember. But Khan. There you go. So they got a better offer, and then they ended up betraying you. So it is called the Ghost of Tsushima because they thought all the samurais were dead, and you actually survived, so you are the ghost of the last samurai available there, and you know you're actually trying to liberate Japan and everything, as we said. What were your favorite moments of Ghost of Tsushima? Like overall, like you can think of what impacted you?
The ending. The ending was fantastic. Well, I love games that give you a choice. Yeah, I love games that do that. And like Pablo said, it's gonna go into a spoiler, but the ending for Ghost of Tsushima is one of the best endings I've seen in a long time. With either choice you do. Yeah. Because either choice is honestly really good, because I looked up the one I didn't do, and it's still a very good option. However, the one where you do the honorable kill, beautiful. Let's
talk about that, because we've talked to people, and you know, it's what is the honorable way. So in the ending, you liberate Japan, and you rescued your uncle, but your uncle does not agree with the way that you do things, becoming an assassin samurai type deal. And the way of the samurai is that you have to go about your kills, about your fights honorably. Like one-on-one, you go at it and that's it.
They see you coming type.
Pretty much, yeah. You don't do stealth assassinations. You don't do any of that, because that's not the way of the samurai. So your uncle pretty much disowns you from the family, and at the end of the game, you actually get to fight your uncle. And after you finish the battle, you get a choice. You get either to kill him and honor his wishes of, you know, losing a battle to his nephew that you know is dishonored from the family, or you get to let him live and go on living with that dishonor and everything. Now, and I mean this dishonor versus the honorable way. What do you think is the honorable way? And then we're talking about, let's think about this from the mind of a samurai, from feudal Japan. What do you think is the honorable way?
Honorable way would have to be you killing your uncle. Yeah. It just has to.
I agree.
I mean, one, like, first off, like, I love the game the entire, like, I love what you do and, like, how you know, you don't want to be honorable, but you do at the same time. Right. And in the ending, when he gives you that choice and it's his last wish, I was like, you just have to go on. That's his last wish. Like, he wants that from you. Yeah. Honorably, give him that last wish. You already went dishonored. Like, give him one last final thing.
Are you gonna stay dishonored and just let him live?
That's why I was like,
let him live with that shame of knowing that he's just, you know.
That's what he didn't want. So I was like, I have to do honor. And like I said, like I've talked to a lot of people. A lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people agree with me.
Yeah.
My fiance, for instance, she spared him. She didn't agree with what I did, and like I was like, that's not a thing.
What was the reason that she gave you behind, sparing him? Because in reality,
So the reason for her was because the entire game you do dishonorable acts. So she said you got to finish the game being dishonorable, which again, I personally don't think Jin chose to be dishonorable at all. I think it just happened to happen. He did it for a cause, obviously.
right.
And there were certain things I don't think he wanted to be dishonorable. It just happened to happen.
So that's how I see it. So for me, it was one of those that, yes, you did a dishonorable act and everything on how you do things, but in reality, you're doing it for the better of Tsushima.
Correct.
You're doing it for the better of the land and the people of the land. So technically, you're a new samurai because you died, pretty much. You died, you came back, you never really died, but that's why you're the ghost. And being the ghost means that you go on to do things on your own way. And you have to do them for the better of Tsushima. So even if it means, having to do the kills the way that you weren't shown or
to.
anything, I don't know. For me, it's one of those that you have to do it. You have to.
Exactly.
And then your uncle overall did not agree with those choices, but it is what it is. But you saved his life. You saved Tsushima. You drove the Mongols away. You killed Khan. So come on.
You did everything that you were
everything
sort
for
out
the
to
better.
do,
Everything for the better of Tsushima, right? But I don't think the better choice was to let him live.
No, I don't either. I mean, I've seen both endings, and like I said, they're both good on how you look at it. But I think if there's a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, it would have to be. I think the canon ending would be killing him.
I agree.
I don't think the canon will be sparing him.
I agree.
The way the game shows, the way the game plays, it doesn't make sense to spare him.
Yeah.
Personally, for a canon ending, I think as a dishonorable ghost, the last thing you would want to do is give him the honorable kill, and then no matter what, obviously you're still going to be chased, whatever.
Yeah. No.
So I just think it makes sense for a sequel to go off of that.
Yeah, to go off of you killing him. It definitely makes sense because overall, I feel like if you are technically running away from what you did or trying to survive and everything, and the Emperor sent his soldiers to go and get you technically at the end. So if there is an ending to it, your uncle has to be dead.
He's going to die no matter what.
Yeah, because the Emperor sent to get him. So if they find him dead, it makes more sense that now you are being chased by
Hunted
the Emperor.
for the sequel, yeah.
So it does make more sense for you to kill him overall.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that killing him or sparing him was the right choice? What did you guys do? Did you guys spare him? Did you guys not? I don't know. Let us know. But overall, I feel like Ghost of Tsushima is actually one of the biggest candidates for
100%.
Game of the Year. And, let's talk about Last of Us 2, which is most likely going to be also up for
That would be
the
definitely
year.
a candidate. I mean, that probably Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk,
maybe
of course,
because it's got delayed.
Yeah, right. If it comes to time with it,
If it comes down to two games, I think the two top contenders would be Ghost and Last of Us. I think this year it's gonna go to a
It's
PS
very tough.
exclusive.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Ghost of Tsushima with the sales record, it's the highest first game
party,
IP
man.
to ever become what it is. But then
Yes.
if you look at Last of Us, it's the highest grossing PlayStation video game. So they both did successes, but Last of Us had its ground back because of the first
Last
one.
of Us also had a bunch of stuff with reviews. It had a bunch of positive, but a lot of negatives. And I won't bash on Last of Us much more than what I've done already. But Last of Us, the bad reviews mainly because preference. A lot of people didn't prefer on what happened and everything,
it's preference.
which I'm okay with what happened. I'm not okay with how they put the story on it. But overall, Ghost of Tsushima, I feel like overall, it's an incredible game.
I think overall, for me, for my game of the year, I've talked about it, it would be Last of Us 2 just because of what it gave me. I'm one of the fans. I'm one of the people who actually did love it.
Yeah.
But it's because of what it gave me and how I felt about it. But Ghost, if I had to choose overall, for everything, I think it would be a far better choice for Game of the Year, only because it did everything right. It had a great story. It was a brand new IP that no one expected.
Yep.
I mean, it's feudal Japan that everyone's wanted a game for forever.
And it's a samurai game. Come on,
And
man.
it's a samurai. And the
everybody wanted that.
gameplay is amazing. The graphics are fantastic. everything about the game is just
and everything that you can
incredible.
do in the game, like
Mhm.
you can either
Very
do your own
interactive.
missions. You can. It's pretty much open world. You have your horse. You can name your horse. You can just travel all feudal Japan of all Tsushima.
Very
I should say.
interactive game.
Very very interactive, and all the little missions that you could do and help Japan and everything. It's incredible
Mhm.
overall. But anyways, let's get to the end and let's give our final thoughts on it. Like, what overall experience would you say for Ghost of Tsushima, and what score would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
I mean, overall, for like how I felt about the game, I definitely think it's a game that everyone needs to play. If you haven't played it, definitely would say go out there, play. I mean, if you got a PS5, it'll be even a better chance to experience it because it's
Definitely.
60 frames per second now.
Yep.
Upped with 4K, which is incredible for a PS4
It's
game.
the way to play it.
But again, if I have to choose like what score, easily a 9.
Nice.
Easily a 9.
Very
With
nice.
everything it's done, everything it was fantastic. Honestly, it's like right there out of 10. It's just I think the only reason why I wouldn't give it a 10 is honestly I don't even know. It's kind of hard to say.
It's
what
tough.
was
It's tough to
off
say,
because the game did everything so right.
Yeah.
Like story, the foundation, the gameplay, everything was perfectly
I
and executed.
Yeah. No,
So-
I mean, so what's your final score? Would you say a 9 or a 10? What do you think?
I was just saying 9. I don't know why, but I would say 9.
All right. So, my final thoughts on the game. I mean, overall, I feel like it's just a fantastic game. Like Remy said, it's one of those games that if you have not played it to this day, pick it up on your PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. It is a beautiful overall game, and I feel like it's a game that is gonna go down as one of the all-time greatest games for PlayStation overall. Sucker Punch did just an amazing job, and the story behind it, I feel like it can be expanded into so much more.
Oh yeah.
And we can have more. We also have multiplayer out for Ghost of Tsushima, and that is just incredible because it adds more replay value to the game. So it's something we're not gonna talk too much about the multiplayer because we're focusing on the main storyline of it. But Ghost of Tsushima overall, I feel like is just an incredible game. Now, what score would I give it? So I will. Oh, well, we lost Mega Man. It's okay. Well, the only score that I can think of, because I feel like it was just a perfect game, I will say a 10.
Yeah.
To be honest, out of 10, I feel like it's just a 10 out of 10. Just because the game delivered what I was expecting. It delivered me a great story. It delivered me great gameplay.
Oh, the soundtrack. Oh my god, hold up, that's right.
The
I forgot about the soundtrack.
The soundtrack, bro. I didn't even think
Oh
of
my
that.
god, the soundtrack
That
was so
soundtrack
good.
was incredible.
That was a perfect soundtrack.
It was
a
it really
perfect
was.
soundtrack.
If you guys are fans of Japanese style music and Japanese style on orchestra and whatnot, on how they did it throughout the game, bro,
That soundtrack was
how incredible that was.
one of the best. You know, I'm probably give it a 10 after that soundtrack. I forgot about that.
The sound, yeah, I didn't
I
even think of
completely
that.
forgot
I
about that
didn't even
soundtrack.
think of that. It was really
Easily the best soundtrack I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, for me, I mean, one of the last soundtracks that I really enjoyed, and it's been about 2 or 3 years, I think it was the Super Mario Odyssey from Nintendo Switch. That soundtrack was incredible, and it felt that I was playing a very happy game. It made me feel like I was playing Nintendo 64, Super Mario 64, and everything then. So I feel like that one was an incredible soundtrack, but it hasn't really been something that really caught me.
Yeah, the last soundtrack that got me was Last of Us 1.
Yeah.
So all the way back in 2012?
Damn, it's been a while.
Yeah, 2012. All the way back in 2012. That was the last one that got me to what it was. So
incredible, man.
Ghost was...
Ghost
yeah.
really
Soundtrack was
gave
fantastic.
you that
every
feel.
song, every single thing.
And I feel like the soundtrack overall through the game, it really made the game that much more interesting. You know what I'm saying?
It did.
It really made it
More like... like you said, interesting, more hyped up, a lot more intense, everything like that.
What an incredible game, man. But yeah, no, Ghost of Tsushima for Game of the Year, I feel like that's the one that should take it.
Very
I haven't
high
played
contender.
Cyberpunk yet, but Cyberpunk, if it is available...
If it comes out this year.
Yeah, if it's able to be Game of the Year, which I don't think it will because it's already
too
too
late.
late.
It's too late in the time.
It's already too late. I think Ghost of Tsushima will be the top contender with Last of Us. And if I have to pick one... Yeah, no, I mean, there's going to be others. But I feel like those two games...
They're going to be the
in
standpoints.
2020, yeah,
with
we're the big two.
With like gameplay, story, narrative, direction, what else?
Did I
acting.
Yeah, the acting.
Acting.
Oh, and voice actors. We didn't even talk about that. The game, you can play it in English or Japanese.
You played it in Japanese.
I played it in Japanese and you played it in English.
And English, I heard it from my fiance's
they were
mother,
just
and
incredible.
they were both perfect.
Yeah,
I thought he did amazing in English, and then hearing him in Japanese, I thought he was amazing too. Like, it was a fantastic cast.
Yeah.
They had everything right.
Overall, I feel like they did such a good job and everything with the game. And voice acting, story, graphics, everything was just perfect. But I feel like, yeah, for me, it would be a 10 out of 10. Yeah. That's the game that I would pick for Game of the Year. But, yeah.
To fight.
It's a fight.
It's
We'll see.
One fight, yeah.
Video Game Awards are coming in soon,
December,
so keep an eye. Yeah, it will be in December. Keep an eye on it. We'll post all the videos. We'll talk about it on our next season of Pass the Joysticks when Nick comes back. So keep in touch. We'll post all the links below, and then we'll also post the links for Remington's channel and Twitch channel. So that way, please give him a follow, because it is such a good time and everything watching him. Subscribe to his channel too. And you can see him either falling from the chair, because it has happened before.
Yeah.
It has happened in stream. Or you can see Sora, his husky too. So it's always a good time on his streams. And very interesting, it always happens.
Yeah, always.
But thank you guys for joining. Tell us what you guys think about Ghost of Tsushima if you guys have played it. If you guys have not played it, please pick it up. Tell us what you guys think. And send us a message. If you guys want to play the multiplayer for it, I'm always down to play that, because I think it's incredible. But keep in touch. Always check the links down below and let us know. But until next time, and always remember to pass the joysticks. See you later, guys.